Hey, what's going on, guys? Dopestar930 here, and like I said, tonight I'm recording a few different videos back to back to back just on some stuff with 3D printing that I kind of came to my mind, and I felt like they are probably video worthy and some people might be interested. So you'll probably see these in like every couple days. I'll upload them and I'll be wearing the same stuff. No, I don't wear the same clothes every day. I just recorded them back to back to back. So anyways, this video is going to be just a quick little update on my DaVinci 1.0a running Repetier host firmware. If you guys don't know, I made a tutorial on how to flash your DaVinci with Repetier firmware. The reasons why I did that was a few things. One, I didn't want to use the stupid cartridges that XYZ made you use. One, for cost. Two, for they only had PLA, and no, that's not true. They only had ABS and I wanted PLA. So those were two reasonings. Thirdly, it adds quite a lot of different features to the actual software or firmware that's running on your printer itself, which I thought were very handy. And lastly, I hated the XYZ firmware, not firmware, software, the XYZ print or whatever it's called. I don't even remember, I deleted it, on my computer. I didn't like the slicer software, I didn't like the limited options and things that it showed, and so I wanted to use Repetier host software on my computer. So I flashed my printer, I want to say 2, maybe 3 months ago now, and I could not be happier. First, I'll say the couple issues that I have had just so you can hear them. Every once in a while when I restart my printer, I'll get black bars across the screen on here where I can't access the menu and it won't show me anything on there. All I gotta do is turn on and off the printer maybe 4 or 5 times, if that, and it'll boot up no problem. So that's not a huge deal. The other issue I've had every once in a while, which is kind of like 50-50, maybe 75-25, where it does it 25% of the time, is that when I go to actually home, when you click home, where that basically puts the bed back up where it's supposed to be, and the extruder goes back to its corner like it's supposed to, sometimes it'll go to the right, and it'll hit the side, and it'll go like a, I'm not gonna make the sound, but it like basically, I made the sound, but it's like a really bad vibrating sound, and it scared the shit out of me the first couple times it happened. I was like, oh my god, my machine's breaking, and I think that just has something to do with maybe my settings in terms of where the home access is a little bit over too far, but again, I don't understand because it only does that sometimes. Other times it'll go to the back corner, no problem. So that's another thing. Again, it's happened probably 20-30 times over the past couple months. Never has it been an issue. Nothing's cracked, so I'm kind of like, don't really care at this point. Aside from that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can think of. Not really. Everything else has been pretty damn solid on it. I do get a lot of people asking me different things about the firmware, and especially in my tutorial video, you know, does it work with this machine, does it work with this firmware, all this stuff. All I'm going to say is this. I have version 1.0.a. 1.0.a, that's right. Yeah, so like the DaVinci 1.0.a had a different motherboard in it, with like a different, a couple tiny little different things on the inside of it, like the door's different, a few tiny little things, again, nothing major, and it's working fine with this. So I can definitely vouch and say that version 1.0, version 1.0a, hardware-wise, are definitely compatible with Repetier, and you're not going to run into any major problems. Now, there's the 2.0, there's like the 1.0 AIO with a scanner. I don't know. I've never used them. I can't vouch for it. Again, I flashed this one, and I flashed my buddy's 1.0. Those are the only two I know of. Mine was running firmware 1.0.3. I had no problems with it. So again, I will say this, that, you know, as always, when you're flashing firmware, doing anything that's not stock, be careful, do your research, because the thing is, XYZ, just like with iPhones and stuff, it can gladly update the firmware where it'll either brick your machine or maybe it's not compatible anymore. I'm sure they don't want you to unlock or flash your firmware because then you don't have to use their stupid cartridges and stuff like that. So be careful. But again, if you are on 1.0 or you're on 1.0a, as long as your firmware is compatible, which again, I don't know if the newest one's not compatible. I haven't been following it. Once mine's flashed, I'm stoked on it. I haven't been looking at it. But the hardware-wise, at least, everything is running pretty damn smoothly, and I could not be happier with it. So that's really it, guys. If you have any other questions about the Repetier host firmware or anything like that, you know, and the DaVinci, feel free to comment down below. I do my best to answer. I definitely don't answer everyone's comment, and I do get a lot of repetitive comments. So if I answer it once, chances are I'm not going to answer the same question more than once because I expect you to at least look in the comments and see my answer. There is some really good forums out there too in regards to this stuff. One's called like Voltivo, and then I want to say Solid Forum, something solid. I think it's Solid Forums or something like that. But those have tons of people that are really helpful, really great. I asked some questions when I was considering doing this because I was concerned too. I mean, although this was a lower end price range printer, I didn't want to brick my $400 printer with at least doing some homework before. That way I'm like, okay, at least I tried. You don't want to just jump into it. So, yeah, anyways, guys, I will end this video on that note. I hope you all are doing great, and thank you for watching. DaVinci 930, and I'm out. Peace, guys.